Nancy, alături de noi, tocmai s-a dat jos de pe scenă. Am fost în sală, sala a fost plină. You had the full house. I saw you. You are amazing. So, what is your first feeling when you are not on the stage? You just delivered your presentation.
Well, I feel good. It was amazing to be on that stage in such a beautiful theater with so many people. And then there were questions, and I saw people taking pictures. And I had sat through the morning session, so I know how enthusiastic the audience is and what good content there is. So I felt great coming off that stage. Thank you for asking.
What did you tell them?
What did I tell them? Well, the title of my presentation was Discover the Brain Science That Drives Buying Behavior. And basically what I explained was, in marketing, we often think that if we get the right message to the right person at the right time, we'll get the right behavior. But that's only partially true. We really need to get the right message to the right person at the right time, served up in the right way, which is to say a brain-friendly way. Behavioral scientists have found that 95% of purchase decision-making takes place in the subconscious mind. So as marketers, we need to know the decision-making shortcuts people use, and we need to make them work in our favor.
Can you give me some examples?
Yes. So there's something called the endowment effect, and that means that people value things more once they own them. So if we're in an acquisition frame of mind, as marketers, we want to paint a very realistic, vivid picture of what it would be like to use the product, to use the service, so that our prospect starts to feel like they're already a customer, they already have the product, and then they're not going to want to give it up. They'll end up buying it because they've already got this mental image of themselves benefiting from it. So the endowment effect can be very powerful. Another example is the idea of providing the reason why. Behavioral scientists have found that people are more likely to do what we ask them to when we give them a reason why. Sometimes in marketing we think, well, it's obvious. I explained the product, I told them what the price is, I told them how to get it. What else do I need to explain? But we just want to come full circle and say, you should really order this because it will make your life better, because you'll really enjoy it, because other people like you have found that it's helpful. But just have that reason why.
In my past life, I was a journalist. There are some questions, basic questions you have to answer to get the subject done. It's the same here. You have to answer all the questions: why, whom, when, where.
Yes, it's funny. I was wondering if that's where you were going, Marian, because I also studied journalism. And in journalism school, they teach you who, what, where, when, why, how. And that works for marketing, too. In journalism, that's how people buy the newspaper or read online. They want those answers. For marketing, they also want the answers. There's a behavioral science term called information gap theory. And what it means is if there's a gap between what someone knows and what they want to know, they'll take action to close the gap. So if you pose a question like, who has the best pizza in the area, or why these are the most amazing blue jeans, or, well, I don't know why, let me find out. And that will prompt people to take action. And in marketing, we want people to take action.
What are the most common biases you saw, I don't know, in your experience?
Well, let's see. I think we see a lot of social proof. Everyone else is doing it, so I should do it. And I'm not saying that's bad. It's actually very effective, but it's a very common one.
Or who did it?
Who did it? Yep. But testimonials are a good example of social proof. Or McDonald's serves 15 billion customers. That's another example of social proof. So you see it a lot, but it works. So there's a reason you see it a lot.
Do you think artificial intelligence is going to bring up more of these biases? Because biases are on black and white, not on a gray.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with behaviorals, with
I don't
artificial
think we
intelligence.
need more biases. That's what I'm trying to pull.
Yeah, it's. There's a lot with artificial intelligence. Just it gets trained on what's out there, and some of what's
Yep.
out there is biased. So
Exactly.
so that that can be a problem. In marketing, we want to know about some of the biases and we want to make them work in our favor. And there's probably going to be a time when more behavioral science will be infused into artificial intelligence. I think right now the short-term win for marketers and artificial intelligence is crunching a lot of data quickly, helping us to pinpoint our targets more exactly, so that we know where to find them, what individual offer to make to what individual prospect. I think that's probably the short-term, at least, benefit of artificial intelligence.
When OpenAI showed us what AI can do for us or against us, we understood against us, not for us, not with us. AI is not a new thing. It's an old thing. From the 60s, we have AI. Everything around us is AI. Why did we see AI just in 2023?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a shiny new object. And
Exactly.
you're right. It's not brand new. It has been around, but all of a sudden, everyone's talking about it. I think with chat GPT 3 and 4, with DALL-E, it was getting a lot of press, and all of a sudden, people are talking about it, and the more they talk about it, the more they talk about it, the more they talk about it. And
Do they talk about ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, because they are afraid of?
I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people are afraid of where it's going. Are we giving up control? Is it is it going to be bad for us? But on the flip side, some people are very excited about it and about the advances that it brings, and how it's going to help us, how it's going to help us, maybe get things done faster or better, or allow us to concentrate on what we want to concentrate on, and offload some of the things that we'd really rather not have to do anyway. So I think there's like anything, two sides to it. There's some people who are very excited, some people who are very nervous, and then there's probably a group in the middle that just don't know enough yet to really know, and so they're reading and they're watching and they're waiting to see what will happen.
Just like in politics.
Yes, just like in politics.
You go straight for the middle. They don't know exactly what they want. You have to show them.
Yeah, the middle feels a little safer when you're not sure, yeah.
Yeah, about politics. How do you feel about the extremism we are facing now? It's a historical behavioral pattern.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Or
Well, I think right now we're living in a very polarized world.
Definitely.
People are on one side or they're on the other side, and there have been behavioral science studies that have actually shown that the same policy presented as coming from one party or another political party, telling the person which party backed it will make the person either like it or not like it. The policy hasn't changed, but if you say it was this party that endorsed it, the people who like this party are like, yeah, and the people who don't are like, no. But if you say it was this party, then these people are like, yeah, and these people, no. So it's amazing. I think that we kind of go into our separate corners and we just listen to the people around us, and so we think that that's what the world looks like when it's only just a portion of the world.
That's amazing, because that's how sports works.
I'm not a big sports fan. Tell me more.
But I know my team is better than your team. If my team is gonna endorse, I don't know, something I didn't like before, must be good now, so I like it.
Sure, I see what you mean. Yes. It's sports stars and celebrities, if they like it. And it's interesting. The sports star who's endorsing the product maybe has nothing to do with the creation of the product or the marketing of the product, but they say they like it, and that's enough. Yeah.
Amazing interview. Thank you very much for your time and for knowledge.
Oh, Marian, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. Happy to speak with you. Thank you.